honest with you, man. So let's talk about the big winners and losers. The big winners and losers based off of how everything's been going so far this year, just like this. Watch this, watch this. The S2 cognition people, sorry, man, y'all's S2 cognition test sucks. It just got to go. I mean, all the stock is completely down on that at this point, man. CJ probably ranked the lowest that's probably ever taken the S2 cognition test, and you can see what it, what's the relationship to the S2 cognition test to what they perform on the field. The dude can play football, and I say that to a lot of folks that take these, these pre-draft rankings, and these talking heads that do that, especially the Mel Kipers. I got a real big problem with Mel Kiper, but you see these guys that they'll love up a prospect and all of this stuff here, and they completely forbade everything that happened in this guy's college career. You know what I'm saying? They completely forget everything that he did on the field or whatever, and they start to nitpick all the little things that he couldn't do or didn't show you or whatever. And you can see, man, given the opportunity, some of these guys, they just needed the chance. You see this every year, man. You got Tom Brady, just needed the chance. You got Antonio Brown, for as crazy as he is, 6th round draft pick, I believe. He just needed the chance. Michael Thomas, 7th round draft pick. He just needed the chance. These guys, you can get talent anywhere. I don't think that it matters what round that they were drafted in. I just think it's a matter of a pairing of what team that they're on, the opportunity that they get, and basically, can they ball? That's they could be dumb as a doorknob. Can they ball? If you got a guy that can ball, just put him on a team, put him in the perfect situation. Give him the rock, give him the opportunity. Do what he needs to do, and let him ball. That's how it goes, man. Let's see, another loser. Bryce Young and the Panthers, man. Let's just be real. Now, Bryce Young still got, he still has time to grow. He still has a chance to grow, man, within the offense, within his career and all of that stuff there. He's not going to grow physically, of course. But, sorry, I just had to do that. Pun intended. Whatever. But, Bryce has the opportunity to grow in his career and do bigger and better things. I think the Panthers definitely have to reestablish or retool that team and put better talent around him. But right now, compared to CJ, it's not looking good, man, because, one of them was a guy that you saw do it in college. The other one was a guy that you saw do some things in college, but he was probably for a full cycle better team, if you will, much better talent overall. Better coaching, all of that stuff there. So when you look at the comparison now, where you eliminate the supporting cast and you have to start from basically level ground, it just looks way better over here than it does over there. So Panthers are big losers right now. And then again, back to the draft pundits or whatever, I think the scouts are going to start turning around and going around looking at the candidates next year and hey, is this a CJ? Is this a CJ? I think that the VPs and execs from any NFL office are going to be scouting their quarterbacks, and they're trying to see, okay, does he compare to CJ? They're not going to be looking to compare him to Bryce Young. They're going to be looking to compare these guys to CJ. So, all those guys are big losers. The big winners are Oklahoma State University, man. Listen, OSU is definitely in a good spot because they get to kind of shed themselves of the burden of having that he's just the Ohio State quarterback. Being that this is definitely hands down the best Ohio State quarterback, this sheds a new light on that program, and so that's a big win for Oklahoma State University. I have to be mindful not to say OSU since there's another one that's out there. Let's see, Nick Caserio, he's a big winner. Nick Caserio is a big winner because he definitely did the legwork to bring in a bunch of guys. He definitely picked. He gets the credit for picking C.J. Stroud. He gets the credit for doing the hustle work to make the deal to get Will Anderson Jr., Tank Dell, all of these guys, man, and assembling the crew that he has. And then all of these guys that he got off free agency, these 1-year contracts, and then it rolls over to next year when we have to add in free agents again. You know what I'm saying? So where these guys have 1-year deals, we may have to extend some guys like Dalton Schultz. Maybe Motor gets an extension. I think Steven Nelson, got his deal reworked. There's a number of guys that have deals on the table that will need to get attended to. And so there's a good opportunity to get some money there for some guys. But then at the same token, being that we have this guy getting this national attention, being that we have the team getting the national attention, being that we got a solid head coach that's getting some national attention. Listen, that's going to bring a whole lot of free agents to the yard, man. So this is going to be a great time for us to be able to absorb some of that talent across the league. People that want to be here, that want to play, want to ball for us, man. This is going to be a dope opportunity overall. And so I look forward to that too, man. But, yo, I really want to hear back from you guys, man. Like, this is a wonderful experience. This is a great time. I know my video's getting a little long, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up here. But man, I haven't been filled with this much joy about a team in a long time. I'm gonna be honest with you. And so here's my question to you: where does this rank for you? Does this rank for you on the same level as it was for Love You Blue? For those of you that have been around since the Love You Blue years, man, I know my boy M Gentle is out there. He's I always tell him that he's, you know, I was a big fan of the Love You Blue years or whatever. I was a youngster when the Love You Blue was going on. I was a little baby or whatever, but I was old enough to remember the Oilers. That was my first team coming up and all of that stuff. So I did Love You Blue in a certain sense, Warren Moon years and all of that stuff there. But in my time with the Texans, this to me is about as close as I can get to a Love You Blue. And I'm gonna tell you, the hinge point for me is again the expectations, right? We don't have an expectation, so it's all love at this point. It's all, you know, rainbows and lollipops, as I tend to say sometimes. And that type of experience that we're having, it's all fresh and new, and we're getting a nice reset from what we had in the years past, so we can start with something that's very promising right now. So this feels different than those years that we had when I said, like, we had Matt Schaub and all of those things. This feels different when we had OB ruining the franchise. This feels different than when we had Kubiak and everything was looking up, and then he was having, you know, health ailments on the sideline or whatever. This just feels different. We don't have the expectation to get this thing out of whack, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So we're just trying to enjoy this and ride it as far as it'll go. And so we'll take that chance. We'll take that experience, and we'll roll with it, man.